So you see this paragraph? If the patient is in front of me and he speaks only Japanese, I will say, Suzukeru mae ni kakunin sasete itadakitai no desu ga, anata wa 45 歳の女性患者で、下腹部、根板部の灼熱痛を訴えており. So whatever you say, Mika mae ni hajimarimashita. So when you say all this, I don't speak Japanese. I don't read Japanese. I'm actually just reading this, and I know it's exactly what is being put in here. So this is why it's a more accurate tool for communication. It's an accelerator, but it will not take away your work. You still have to do a lot of the work. So how do you say the symptoms intensity is rated 6 out of 10? Shouju no tsuyosa wa na 10段階中6と評価されています. This symptom worsens with urination. この症状は排除時に悪化し and improves with the intake of fluids. 水分摂取の増加で改善します. So this is what I mean. The other thing, when you realize, let's say Arabic are like Chinese, have different phonetics. It's too complex for you to just be a beginner, read it, and expect the other person to actually get something. You could just go like, hey, please, like, read, right? You show them this, they see, oh, it's in my language. You get what I'm saying? So this may just be the faster thing to go about. So I wanted you guys to see that part right at this moment. Now let's go back to the slide. All right. So clinical documentation, structured clinical notes, right? The SOAP note, diagnostic summaries, primary hypotheses, and treatment plans. So all this, if we go back to the output, is actually provided to the physician so that they can accelerate that process as well. So the SOAP note is the documentation that is needed that the physician will actually use. So which is this. This is what they can just copy paste this and put it in the patient note. At which point, let me explain something important. When you verify all this, at the end of the first section of the table of contents, like you see there, it says, is this correct? Okay. So when you see, is this correct, what it actually means, right? It's like a verification of all the variables that the patient filled up. So if the patient goes like, no, this is not my case, I'm not 45, I'm actually 22, I didn't come here for UTI symptoms, you get like, oh man, I got the wrong number, I got the wrong file, right? This is how you would say. But since this is built using the same words and variables that the patient used when they filled the form, what you're going to get is this. Yes, it's exactly that. And they will give like a little detail. So that is number one. If the patient goes like, or your client, your consultant goes like, yeah, everything there is exact. By the way, it doesn't matter who you are. If you're a dentist, you're a pharmacist, you're a lawyer, you're a real estate agent, it's the same logic, because understand we're discussing structure right now. Hey, I want to buy a house. I want a first floor house. I don't want a condo. I don't want to pay a lot of taxes as far as like yearly school tax and municipal tax. I don't want to pay welcome tax. I want it in a remote place. I want a creek. I want a mountain. I would love it if it would be somewhere peaceful. So all these details. Do you think the person that is wanting to buy the house wants to hear you repeat all that? Absolutely so. So what I'm saying here is that then the AI is going to go like through a database, and it's going to filter out all these houses and bring it to you. These are all the houses based on these recommendations that you requested. So the patient, the illness, the history of patient illness is the base. All these variables, if the patient goes like, yeah, that's correct, this is exactly my problem, this is exactly what I have, you know already the remaining rest of all of it. And what do I mean by that? The referrals, the laboratory testing, the imaging, the medications, the further questions, right? The work leave, the insurance paperwork, all of it is actually based on that initial information providing that the patient